Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai and today I'm going to be reacting to Chainsaw Man, chapter 210. But before that, let's talk about a few things in regards to 209. So first, Yoru's look. I think this is like the third time that really it's by no feat of hers that she was saved from a very lethal situation. First, when Yoshida was sent to Asa's apartment to capture the war devil, and it was right then and there that the power buff of uh, people gaining back fear from war due to the chainsaw people uh, managed her to make her stronger and faster than Yoshida. It wasn't something that Yoru did, it was something that uh, Death and the church orchestrated. Second time, it was when she was trapped in Aging's realm, and if it wasn't for Denji, Yoshida, and a little bit of Fumiko's help, she would have also been cooked and would have stayed in Aging's realm forever, basically. So she really did not contribute anything of value to that fight. So once again, uh, she got saved, and she didn't have to do anything. And now here, this is the third time where, if it wasn't for this very conveniently placed event of the Americans using a nuke on the Soviets, Yoru would have stayed dead. So I feel, 3 is definitely a pattern. So I'm predicting in the future that there will come a point in time where Yoru will see and realize that a lot of these things that she has now have been handed to her, and it hasn't been because she's actually being good at doing like good planning and executions of those plans herself. It's because of other people helping her, whether it's intentional or not, that she's been able to get by for as long as she's been able to. So yeah, definitely noticed. Like I'm hoping that her luck runs out eventually, but that's a feature of her character by now. Like things happen to her, or like she reaps the rewards of someone else's work, and she's like, yeah, I did it. So yeah. So about her reaction to nukes being back. So this is, all under the assumption that in page 9, when she's like, I forgot, why did I forget? No, why did I remember? Like, this is under the assumption that those lines of dialogue are referring to the nukes. So I think the reason she has this reaction, because like I said, in chapter 98, she's aware of nukes, but to what extent, right? So, give me a second. Okay, so I went to look to the chapter where Makima first explains Pochita's ability to erase concepts, or rather names are erased from existence. That's how she explained it. And here, You can't perceive it, that's only natural. You see, names that have been eaten are apparently erased from the past, the present, and even from individuals' memories. She was able to, somewhat. But she admits, even with my power to take control over everything, I'm beginning to forget the names that are gone. Like, she remembers, what the concepts were about vaguely, but not all the details or what the name that humanity gave them. All of these ones existed and were feared every bit as much as the devils with their names, but I'm the only one who remembers those names now. Chainsaw Man ate them all. They've all ceased to exist, and I cannot recall them. Yet even now, I remember the sight of their devils fighting Chainsaw Man as clear as day. Yeah, so this is how Makima said all of this to Kishibe in chapter 84. So I'm thinking that it wasn't just Makima, but it was all of the horsemen that were somehow able to remember concepts that Pochita erased. After all, yeah, obviously the control devil can control what she remembers, even if there's a limit to it. But only horsemen can control things to a degree. Yoru with her weapons, and then Death with after eating people. So I think it makes sense that Yoru was able to remember, well, she actually remembered nukes, just like Makima remembered Nazis. But I don't think she like fully remembered exactly, their context in history. So I think like Yoda was like, yeah, I'll use nukes because, they were like really big bombs. But she didn't really remember how exactly that affected humanity. Only that they were really feared. And also, she also probably forgot that the nuke devil, like surely there was a nuke devil, that one she cared about it as much as she did with tank and gun. So to me this feels like, whoa, how could I forget about one of my children to this extent? And the question of why did I remember is because she doesn't know that nukes have been reinvented. But yeah, it's like she's like scolding herself. How could I forget about one of my children? And it's like she's just still in shock. Like there might be some happiness there, but right now she's still, just the tears flowing because of the disbelief that this is still happening. All of that is happening again. And also she had nothing to do with it happening. And the tears might also be in regards to like, oh, nukes are back? Oh boy, if there's a nuke devil, I think she'll definitely strip it of its agency like she did with tank and gun and make it into a weapon of hers. And that's also where the tears come from. Like, oh, I'm gonna have to weaponize another one of my children. Except that this child might be like her favorite of them all. Like, sure, it might not be like the exact same one that she lost when it was erased, but all iterations of nuke, tank, gun, etc. would be the War Devil's children. So yeah, I also saw like a theory that like nukes came back because somehow they came out of like Denji's stomach when that sword impaled him. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I really think that just the Americans just invented nukes without having any idea that they've done it before. Also, yeah, I did not expect at all that the American-Soviet war was this, this tense, that it would end with such a devastating and cruel attack. But this is a world that has no idea of the consequences of using nukes. This is a world that doesn't remember Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So, yeah. But yeah, still, man, that's fucked. That even without remembering, once again, it would be the Americans to do it again. Anyway, that's all for 209 into 210. Also, unfortunately, I got spoiled. I've seen like a panel or two. The panel I saw had Death saying, "You can call me," and then I didn't see what. And the panel next to her, I think it was like the back of the head of Denji's, like the Denji's head. But I could be wrong. When I see it, I'll tell you. Okay. Titled Peace. Well, ain't that ironic? Nuclear weapons. That's right, nuclear weapons. My top favorite devil is nuclear weapons devil. Yeah, see, what did I tell you? Like, she was like, how could I forget my favorite child? But why did I remember? The nuclear weapons devil got eaten by Chainsaw Man. Yeah, so she... she still cannot process that humans did it again. Did he pick it up? But hey, I'm not... It just would make, the way that the world works a little more complicated if that's what happened. But let's keep reading. Denji's still unconscious on the ground. We see two panels of hair blocking out Yoru's eyes as she thinks, and it seems like she has a realization. Hey, I see. Is that because he puked it up? It's because America reinvented nuclear weapons from scratch. Ah, yo, feels good being right about so many things from last chapter. Let's go. About the way that I read Yoru's reaction through the whole thing, and the way that nuclear weapons came to be. But that one was a lot more obvious. So yeah, at first it was just like Yoru shocked and just in disbelief. That she could have ever forgotten that Nuke Devil was her favorite one. And now happy that it's back. Yo, oh my god. That's such a haunting panel. Yoru saying that America reinvented nuclear weapons from scratch, and you see the nuke going off on screens as people watch and cheer. Oh, that's so haunting. Oh shit. Yeah, okay. Falling is reconstructing herself. Should have figured she wasn't gonna stay down. But yeah, I think Yoru can now go toe to toe with her. Falling is literally like barely trying to do something, whatever, with her hand, and Yoru's already disappeared with how fast she is. Yep. She's now behind Falling. And it's doing this, not this. I won. Ah, I see, she's declaring victory. Not preparing for an attack. Come again? Oh, Falling doesn't know. I'm cold. Turn into clothes. Holy shit! Like, yeah, we knew that she could turn things into weapons without touching them now, but this is something else. Holy shit! She just told... It's not even a weapon. She just told a Prime Devil to turn into clothes, and it's actually happening. Falling looks so distressed. This can't be. Of course, I remember everything now. I don't love Denji. I'm in love with America. Oh, that's so poignant. Of course, the war devil loves America. Oh, the social commentary. America loves you as well, war devil. Yeah, we're getting a full-on transformation with clothes. America made me powerful, terrifying, and attractive. Thanks, America. Attractive? This is Asa's body. Fucking fraud. Thanks, America. Thank you, America. Is she saying that in English? Thank you. Well, she's definitely taking it into, you know, it's both a, oh my god, I'm so powerful and I didn't have to do anything. And she's very overjoyed about it. But also, it seems to be she's a little self-aware that, you know, she has this massive power-up and she didn't do anything for it. Of course, just because she's not going like, oh my god, I don't deserve it. Like, no, not at all. She's just being like, oh my god. America, thank you. Of course. Of course. Okay. Yo, this is insane. I just saw the next page, page 9. This is insane, brother. Well, as if it wasn't already clear how Fujimoto thought about America. Now we have the national anthem playing as we see warplanes and just a wasteland having been destroyed by the horrors of war, us children just try to keep on living. And it seems like there's another nuke, or at least, you know, a very potent bomb dropping down. This is crazy, but honestly, very cinematic. Holy shit. Oh my god, bro. All the dead bodies from the nuke. Just so many files of them. And that's, yeah, definitely not holding back. As we see a very small child in the midst of them. Oh, this is so fucked. And the national anthem just keeps on going as we zoom in into the horrifying ways that people died from the nuke. Jesus. And then page 11, Yoru with the new outfit. And kinda doing a salute. Not quite what, I don't exactly identify it. It would be one thing if it was like the thing that you do when you have the Pledge of Allegiance, but that's not what this is. And I'd have to like see or check what other people are saying for this one. But right now I think it's just, a salute. They're like, oh yes, I am loyal and believe and happy at what America is doing. Oh shit. Asa! There's been quite a few chapters. Or at least it's felt like it. Yoru, are you really going to do it? Oh, is this what Asa was warning to Denji back when she was begging to be killed? You just stay put and watch like a good girl. Man. I wonder if, it's gotta be like a factor, right? Not just how much more powerful Yoru has gotten, but also her confidence in her power itself that interferes with Asa being able to take over the body right now. But okay. She turns to the side, starts walking. Oh. Okay. It seems like Denji's ripcord is being pulled. Yeah, it is. Okay, who did it? Since he's getting a small chainsaw from his head. Whoa! What the? Huh. Okay, so he's in a classroom. I'm just like trying to figure out, like, is this a near-death dream hallucination, or is this a devil's power? That's a cool perspective shot. Looking at him from outside the classroom window. I'm not sure this is supposed to be like his high school though. When we zoom out even more and we see the front of the school. Oh, there's Des. Is that me? Oh yeah. Denji is finally gonna find out, huh? Even earlier than Asa. I feel like Asa's reaction is gonna be even more interesting because she had an actual relationship with her. Unlike Denji. Actually, I was never Fami. You can call me Little D? Who does she think she is? A rapper? I wonder how it is in Japanese. D-chan? If I'm gonna look that up. If that is the case, I'm definitely calling her D-chan over Little D. I cannot take that serious. But okay, there was a lot in this chapter. But at the same time, it's pretty straightforward, really. It's just Yoru being Yoru. It's still done in like a really impactful way with the way that Fujimoto did like pages 9 and 10. Like that's gonna stay with me. Like I legit had kind of like a physical reaction to that. It's just, extreme disgust. Like as if last chapter didn't make it clear. This is really, in my mind, of course, it could change later, but I think this is cementing Yoru as the final antagonist of part 2. Huh, the title of the chapter was called Peace. I mean, in a world without devils. I would guess that after this, there would be a big, cold standoff between America and other countries so that, no one else uses nuclear weapons. But Yoru exists here, so obviously she's gonna do what she can to take ownership of nuclear weapons. That's so messed up. The fact that she didn't even have to get Pochita to pick them out. Only with time and humans will show how capable they are of true malice. What's gonna happen next? Like, what's Yoda's next step? How long until we get an actual nuke devil? Surely she's gonna make it into a weapon. Unless, she really likes it that much that she'll let it stay a devil, but will still force it to obey her and do what she wants. Not real interested in the last 2 pages though. Since, I definitely saw that coming with Yoru, but yeah, the presentation of it was amazing. Holy shit. I'm so curious what Death is gonna tell Denji. Yo, what if she wants to make an alliance with him? You know? That'd be interesting. Work with me so we can both take down War. And she's gonna inform him of what just happened with Yoru's power buff. And the capability of nukes. Yo, that page when Yoru says, I'm in love with America? Yeah. Like, of course. Like, how could she not? Yoru really would make, like, she'd definitely be the type to be elected and be made president of America. Mm, but yeah, I'm just really trying to process what happened because wow, Fujimoto really was really aggressive in showing us the horrors of war and how dangerous Yoru is because of it. So, yeah. I'm also hoping that Asa won't stay a passive observer and will actually be able to do something against Yoru. And hopefully this time it'll be Denji who gives her uh, the right push to do so. Since right now, just the way that Asa was asking, like, are you really gonna do it? It kind of seemed like a lot of the fight that we saw in Asa previously is kind of just leaving her as she sees what's happening right now. But yeah, wow. This was quite the thought provoking chapter. So, yeah, I don't really have much else to say right now though. Like I'm gonna need some time to really come up with more coherent thoughts. So, if you enjoyed this reaction, please like and subscribe. Till next time, see ya.